Good morning. Shift happens. Today is one of my favorite days because it's a thoughtful Thursday, and I love just sharing thoughts. Um, the first thought that I was having, I was thinking about this last night because I think about what I'm going to say and what I want to reach you guys on the night before. So last night before I went to bed, I was asking myself questions, and I really wanted to know, basically, from this group, like, are you watching this? And I want you to tell me if you're watching us by just commenting or saying something. I'm not trying to get a bunch of likes on here to make this video go viral or a private group. I'm just really curious to see like who's watching this. And the reason why I want to know if you're watching this is because today's the first day of summer. We're getting close to the end of June. Us as health coaches are going to get together and talk about our plan for July for you guys. Like, how could we be of best service to you? So, Aunt Morella, what's up? Good morning. Um, but we wanted to know, like, how can we be of best value to you? Like, it seems like a lot of people have really gotten something. There's something different for everybody. I think every coach in here that's leading this group brings something different. So I know a lot of people have enjoyed the recipes and the tips and everything else, but just chime in as you're watching this, whether you're watching this live or as a recording, and give us an idea of how we could be of better value to you, because this group is really all about you. So we want to provide the best possible tool. This is another tool. Like, we talk about 4 components of this program all the time. Your health coach is definitely a big piece of this. The Fuelings are a great tool to lose weight. The Habits of Health book and just Habits of Health in general, great tool. And then this is the community. This is like the 4th component. So this is a tool, whether you want to use it or not. But if you want to use this as a tool, please let us know how we could better serve you, because that's really important to us. So my thoughtful Thursday today, I had heard this, I don't know where, but it was a great question that I reflected on myself, and it was, would you give your health as a gift to someone you love? So if you could be honest with yourself, and this is not something I'm asking you to chime in on or comment on unless you want to, but the way your current health status is, would you give that as a gift to someone you love? Would you say, here, have this. I love you so much. I want you to have this. Identify your health. I think that's a really powerful way to look at where you're at. Even when I ask myself that question, I've been living a very healthy lifestyle for a long time. And it's all because of this program. And I feel pretty confident that I would give my health to a lot of people that I love, because I see a lot of people suffering. And, for the people who can make a change in their health, we all know what it's like before we made that change. It can seem scary because there's something you want to give up and all that stuff. But would you do that for someone you love? And, what is your health all about right now? I think that's a really important just self-reflection. I was looking up some health quotes because I wanted to share one. So this one from Gandhi: "It is health that is real wealth, and not pieces of gold and silver." Because, when you think about health as being a wealth, you could have, I think we all know the story of Steve Jobs. He died at 54, and extremely wealthy man. But who would trade shoes with him? I know we all want more money, but who would trade places with Steve Jobs right now? Would you trade being sick or having some sort of cancer for a lot of money? So when you look at it that way, you realize that really, and I think one of my favorite authors, Emerson, he said health is the first wealth, because without it, I've seen people who are sick, and the thing that they want more than anything at that point is their health. So I think that's really important. I journaled a little bit, and I don't know what's going to come of this, but these were just my thoughts. When you're thinking about I think about the relationship that I'm in, and what I want to be as a boyfriend, and even like as a son, as a friend, and all this stuff. If I'm not healthy, if I am slacking in my nutrition and how I take care of myself, stress reduction, exercise. If I'm slacking in that, I'm not the best boyfriend I could be. I'm not the best son I could be. I'm not the best friend I could be. So it's really important. Like I know I asked, like, would you give your health as a gift? Obviously, we can't just transfer that, but there's things that you can do. Like if you're healthy, you're going to affect everybody in your life in a positive way. So one of the best gifts you can give someone is a healthy you. Much of life is affected by our health. And if I don't have that optimal health, then what suffers? Relationships can be a thing. We think about, just being healthy just to, like I had a blood test a couple of months ago and, everything came back good. And that's like one way to determine your health. But what are the relationships like in your life? Are those suffering as a result of your health? Could you being healthier help in any way those people around you? So if you're not sleeping well, how does that morning affect the start of your day? And if you have the morning sets the tone for the rest of the day. So depending on what time you wake up, what you're waking up to, that sets the tone. So how are you waking up? Like if you're going to bed really late, which we talk about sleep in this group, if you're going to bed really late and then you still have to wake up early or you feel groggy in the morning, what's your first reaction when you see your partner in your bed? Like, like, are you guys already starting off on the wrong foot? So that's really important to think about. If you're stressed out, how does that also affect your relationships? I can't even read my handwriting. I was writing so fast this morning. So same thing. How does it affect your relationships with your friends, your kids, colleagues, all of that stuff? Like I know some people who are constantly stressed out. I don't want to be around them. They're not fun to be around with, and they rub off on you. So like we talk about spheres of influence a lot of times. There's going to be people as you're going through this health change, there's going to be people in your life who try to sabotage you, and they don't do it on like purpose. They don't do it to be mean. They just do it because they see that you're making a change and you're leaving them behind in a way, and they want to pull you back because you're making them look at their life and they don't want to make a change. It's sort of like the misery loves company thing. If your nutrition is off, how do you expect your energy and vitality to function? Wait, real quick, back to stress, because one of my friends told me this great thing. And this is just a good way to analyze your stress, because there's some things we can change and there's some things that we can't. But one of my friends used to tell me that stress is the difference between your fantasy and your reality. So when you're stressed out, when you're upset about something, you wish that it would be a certain way. Like you wish it would be, that's your fantasy. The reality is it's this way. The stress is what lies in between. So just as a mental exercise, how do you get to that place of gratitude where you're in the middle, for where you're grateful of how things are, no matter what's going on in your life? Because no matter what's going on in your life, we're very intellectual creatures. So we can see the good and the bad in anything. So are you thinking more about how you wish things would be? Or are you understanding how they are, and are you grateful for both the good and the bad in those situations? Like I even think about, going through my health transformation. Like, when I first started, I wanted to be more fit, but that wasn't reality. But I'll tell you, like even going through this, I'm almost happy in a way that I was maybe extremely harsh on myself, but that I was really overweight and out of shape, because it allowed me to find this place. And it allowed me to find this community and people that I love and people getting on the same page and wanting to change their health. Like that was important for me to find a lot of those people. So I appreciate my past for what it was. I think that, one of the most important people in my life is the guy 10 years ago who was, 65 pounds heavier, you know, and stressed out and depressed and going through a lot of stuff, being broke and just feeling like, how do I dig myself out of this? So that's just a good, you know, thing to look at. You know, if you're stressed out, you're probably focusing on the way you wish things could be, like you were looking for a different outcome. But really get yourself in that situation and find the thing that you can be grateful for in that. And that is a really good stress reduction tip. If you need more just steps in that approach, just reach out to me, and I'll share more about that. So back to nutrition. If your nutrition is off, just how do you expect your energy and vitality to function? Like you know, there's research on this, and I can share articles on this, but your brain and your gut are very much connected. So if your gut's off, it's throwing your mind off. So that comes back down to nutrition. Like, how is your body functioning? Because it does affect the mind. They go hand in hand. You know, it's really hard to function mentally at a high level if you're eating crap all day long. Like, you know, like think about, so whether it goes to sleep or whether how you're thinking, you know, like if for me, if I were to eat like pizza really late at night and I was to really be like a gavone about it, the next morning I wake up and I feel awful. You know, I feel sluggish. Like I don't want to do anything that day. It's messed up. So what I eat does affect the way my mood is, how I'm thinking. And we've all talked about this before, that thought creates emotions, emotions create actions. So if your thoughts get thrown off by what you eat, that leads to poor emotions, that leads to poor decisions. So it's so important. I mean, that's why we learn as we go, like as we're going through our transformation. That's why we learn how to eat healthier, because that's only going to take advantage of our true potential. And that's really all I want. You know, like nobody in this group wants you to. That's why I think one of the ways we're different. Nobody in this group, as a health coach, you know, is just doing this as a weight loss program, you know, to get like a six pack or some sort of beach body. This is about how you reach your true potential. How do you express optimal health in your life? And that's why the first step we always do is nutrition, because without that, you're fighting an uphill battle. Just movement, because I'm going over all different things. Just with movement, you know, the hardest part about anything, whether it's exercise or just like getting up sometimes, is that first step. Like, how many times have you been sitting watching TV and you like, you know, you wanted something, whether it was from the fridge or whatever was going on, like you needed to move and you were just like, I don't want to get up. But once you get up, it's really not that big of a deal. So movement, if you're not moving, it's hard to start. The hardest part of movement or exercise is the first step. Once you start moving, it feels better and it feels easier. And overall, it just feels good to move. That's why we're doing this daily double. Because it's just a reminder. Like, I hope you guys are doing that, because it's just a reminder, like, hey, just move. Like, it's so easy. We live in such a comfortable world where we can sit and have everything delivered to us, you know? Like, pretty soon, you might be able to, like, push a button and just food shows up in your lap. You know, so it's very important. We're still creatures of movement, that we need to move. It's going to make you feel better. So that's really it on my Thoughtful Thursday. The biggest thing that I wanted to talk about really today was, would you give your health as a gift to someone else? So reflect on that today if you want to. I started journaling again because I've gotten away from that. I encourage everybody to journal every morning. Like, just get the thoughts out for the day. You know, whether it's journaling your thoughts or journaling what you're eating throughout the day, it's really important for yourself and for your health coach that you journal what your intake is, so that we can go over that. And it's just important for you because there was this study, I don't know, I think it was called like a Phoenix study. And they were analyzing people's garbage. This was a study, I believe, in the 70s. And they would ask people what they thought they would eat or what they were doing, like how much stuff they were buying. And then they look at their trash. And if I remember correct, when I learned in college, like they were analyzing like how much consumption of soda people were having. So people would say, oh, you know, I only have a can or two. And then they look at their garbage and there was 12 packs filled up. So we don't even realize, like if we just try to remember what we're putting into our body, we often underestimate or undercalculate what we're actually doing. So that's why it's really important to journal, because you can look back at that and go, oh, wow, I had that much, I did that, or I had that little, or I needed to drink more water. Even journaling your movement and all that stuff, the healthy fats. I mean, it's all important. But we have a lot of stuff going on in our lives, and like we kind of make stuff up. So journal, whatever that is. That's my Thoughtful Thursday. Just quick things for people who are still watching this. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on this weekend. I know Chris Puglisi and Kelly Campbell are having a health gathering on Sunday. So check that out if you're in their area. Me, Stephanie, Ray, and Mary are having an event Saturday in Ridgefield, Connecticut. For anybody that's around that area, come and check that out. That's going to be fun. Just a quick presentation over the program, and a lot of you know that already, and just some shares. So it's going to be fun. It's just all part of the support. Like, look how much stuff that we do just in addition to the Fuelings, because the Fuelings is just 25%. It's just one part of a 4-part program that really can change your life. So I hope this helped. Let me know if it did. And like I said in the beginning, let us know if you're watching this and what we can do to be of value to you, because this is all about you. Enjoy your Thursday. Peace out.